Okay, hi guys, and welcome to my The One Readathon vlog. Before I get into it, if you guys want to see what is on my TBR shelf for this video, please go watch my not my last one, the one before that, which was my TBR for this week. This book, 3 Dark Crowns, is the book that's carrying me over from the Readathon, which has its last day today, to the One Readathon, because this one is the fantasy. So this is my last one of the Readathon and the first one of the One Readathon. No more hesitating, let's get into it. Hey guys, reading update. I've managed to read the first 3 chapters. So I've seen 1 chapter from each of the prospective queens' perspectives, and I have to say I'm quite intrigued because the characters are all shown to have their own certain weakness. I'm really wondering how they overcome their weaknesses and what happens next. My only hope is that this isn't super predictable, but anyway, I have amassed some snacks. I have some Pringles. I have some fruit pastels, and somewhere I've got a slushie. Until the next one. Hey guys, sorry that I haven't been vlogging today much at all. I've just been busy with life, you know how it goes. But something I did do was finish 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Yep, that's her name. Overall, I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I did really find myself enjoying it, especially in the last half of the book. Things didn't go as I predicted, so arrogantly predicted. Things definitely start to get a little bit more messy. However, am I going to keep reading the series? I don't think so. There's just other stuff that I want to read that personally I think is better. So it's a fun story. I enjoyed it. 4 stars. I'm going to move on to my next one. Ty, I don't know what one to read next. Can you choose it for me? Okay. Thank you. So, the next book that Ty just chose for me is When the Sky Fell on Splendor. This is the one that was arguably sci-fi, I think. Thriller, maybe it was, on Goodreads, but my library has called it fantasy. So, I'm going to read this one as though it's a fantasy. Hey guys, I am back from work and I am sunburnt. Look at this. Oh jeez. I've already put like aloe vera on it. We went out to a high ropes course. It was really fun. I got peer pressured to go up. It was very scary. Insert picture of me up there. Proof, guys, I did it. Oh my god, sorry, I am a mess. It is Tuesday. No, it's Monday. It's Monday. And I am up to page 26 of When the Sky Fell on Splendor. Not that far in, but I have to say, I fully understand the Stranger Things vibes. Did I mention, this book is meant to be The Serpent King meets Stranger Things. I've read The Serpent King, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if I liked it that much. And I haven't watched Stranger Things, but I've heard enough from it to gather what it's about. So I am liking this. I'm very intrigued by the plot. I like how it's been straight into the action. Oh man, let me get somewhere where I don't have a crevice in my forehead. Oh, okay. This isn't working. Alright, this is better. So, a lot of you would have seen in my previous, one of my previous videos that I have a journal. It is here, just covering up the naughty part. But the thing is, I haven't written in it all month, and I have felt myself slowly losing the connection within myself. It seems so dramatic, but I just mean it in a way like, I don't know, oh, please don't sting me. But I just wish that sometimes I prioritized myself and who I want to be over what I accomplish in my life. Like, I've just been so caught up recently with doing and producing and getting things out there on Bookstagram, and oh, excuse me, is there a video of me without me actually burping? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I feel like I've just been so focused on doing, not being, and I think that's had quite a negative toll on me. I am quite a, I want to say spiritual, but I feel like people laugh at spiritual, and then my like fear of what other people think get in the way again. But I suppose that's what it is. I am quite a spiritual person, and I really believe in, not necessarily that there is a God out there, but I do believe that there is something else out there, and part of me discovering that and discovering what I believe in comes down to me spending time with myself and this pen and the words that these two make when they have a baby together on the pages. So it's a really nice day. I got sunburnt, but I actually don't think it's as bad as I'm just a drama queen. It wasn't that bad. I think that it's really important that if you start journaling, that you don't get caught up on making things perfect or making it pretty. Case in point, Ari messiness. Hello, beautiful page. Shit show writing. Okay. Good enough. Alright, so today I came home to some bookish mail, but first it was an early Christmas, late birthday present, the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit series, and they are such a cute addition with the like maroon and the orange. Oh, I love them so much, thanks hun. Have you ever smelt me a book? It just smells so good. Okay, what else did I get? You've already peeked at this one, haven't you? Oh, this was the first Hannibal Lecter book, hey? So, as I've mentioned heaps of times, we're going to do like a no, the first one.
The second one, read the top.
Ah. I wonder if the first one is another one of these. I never even said The Silence of the Lambs. Chaos. Yeah, there's the first one. Ah. Naruto 3 in 1. This is 10, 11, 12. That's the right one, right? Ah, it is. Cool, so we can add that to our collection. I didn't like this book. I've already read it. Willy Wonka meets The Matrix. Yeah, except boring. Random giveaway, guys. Comment down below if you want this. Hey guys, it's me from the future. I realised that I didn't explain the giveaway that well at all. So if you want to get your hands on this completely unread copy of Ready Player One, all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and please leave a comment below telling me why you would like to get Ready Player One. What makes you so intrigued about this book? I love hearing other people's bookish opinions. And yes, this is open worldwide. Hey guys, I'm up to page 104 of the book When the Sky Fell on Splendor, and I am still really enjoying it. I am very intrigued about like what happens next. I am excuse me, I am finding it hard to get fully absorbed. I'm feeling like in a bit of a reading funk, so I'm not 100% sure if it is the book's fault, but I'm gonna keep going and see how far I can go. Oh, okay, I am back. I managed to get off work early. By early I mean I left before I was planning to. So it's actually 5 o'clock now, and I'm just going to read and try finish the night that something fell on Splendor. Hey guys, so I am on page 310 and I'm just checking in because I've only got like 30 pages left, and I have to say that the past 100 pages it's really picked up. I just need to know what's happening next. It's like a race against time in the story, and also me just like, give me more. So I'm finding it really hard to piece together my thoughts about this book, because it was a case of, it was like 3 stars, and then it picked up and I was like, oh, love it, and then the end was just a bit like as you would have seen earlier. It just wasn't the most satisfying ending somehow. There were still some stones left unturned in my opinion, but overall I did enjoy it. My favourite aspects were kind of figuring out what everybody's... Is that going to be a spoiler? No, I don't think so. Finding out what everybody's powers became. I also enjoyed how the friends interacted, a friendship group of 6 people, and they just all got along really well, and I thought the friendships were super realistic. So one of the main problems I had with this book is that there's like a whole backstory element of it, talking about the main character Franny's older brother who's in a coma. He's called Mac, and there's a lot of pages taken up with us getting to know Mac and us getting to know Franny's mum and the events that led up to the big explosion, and unfortunately that just didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason apart from just giving us background story, whereas I would have preferred if what happened in the past kind of stayed in the past. But it was entertaining. I didn't hate it, hence the 4 stars. The next book I've decided to pick up for this readathon is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I wanted to update you quickly on how I'm finding A Darker Shade of Magic. I am up to page 46 of A Darker Shade of Magic, and I have to say I'm so sucked in. I absolutely love Kel already. His personality seems so like fun and just energetic, although Kel is a he. And for some reason when I was reading the blurb and picked up this book and heard it being talked about, I always thought the main protagonist was a she. But he's a he, and he has this cool coat and it turns like into different places, and I don't know, I'm just really hooked in at the moment. It's definitely feeling like a writing style that I gel and mesh well with. Holy moly, okay, so it is Saturday afternoon now. The past 2 days have been so hectic at work. Honestly, I hardly got any reading done the past few days. So I'm sorry, Gryffindors from the One Readathon. I feel like I've let you down a little bit, but I'm sorry. I had to go to some staff dues. It's how life rolls. So I'm coming today though. Oh, apologies if you can hear tweeting. The swallows, the swallow that was the intro of my last vlog, how that swallow is going up to the nest. The eggs have finally hatched and the babies are like just over there. It's really cute. So if you hear chirping, in fact, let me show you them. But anyway, I'm coming here to update you. The reading that I got done this morning. It is so sunshiny here in New Zealand. It feels like summer is finally here. Christmas is round the corner. It's time to get the barbecues going. So I've been laying out in the sunshine and I managed to finish A Darker Shade of Magic. So when I rate books, I thought I just wanted to talk about my system a little bit. When I rate books, I have like 5 things that I give them stars kind of towards. It's just a system that helps me figure out my own thoughts. One of them is the characters. One of them are the relationships, so like the characters themselves and then the relationships between the characters. One of them is the world building. One of them is the pace. And the last one, world building also counts like times. It's just the setting, pace. And then the last one is just my own engagement, I suppose. So that's kind of how I rate. If I liked a book but I wasn't fully engaged, then I might knock a star off. If I was half engaged, I might do a 0.5. That's just how my system works. So anyway, I'm going to give this book a 5 stars. I absolutely love it. It is such a tale of character and adventure and just such an awesome, unique idea. I haven't read anything like it before, and I feel like Schwab's famousness for her writing style is warranted. This is my first V.E. Schwab book, and I just completely fell into it from the first page. If I had the time, I think I would have just sat there and read through it. I have to say the second half is better than the first half. I understand that there's a lot of world building, character building, and a lot of waiting for Kel and Lila to like have their paths crossed, and so that did take a time. There was adventure, there was character growth, there were some really kind of briefly touched on but still deep ideas surrounding class levels in society and how you can't please everyone, unfortunately, and no matter how utopian, I suppose, although it's not in the future, how perfect a place may seem, there's probably something else going on, or at least some people that aren't very happy. Now, the One Readathon is meant to be strictly fantasy, so obviously this one counts. But I'm over fantasy. I want to read something else. Have I seen the show? No. But have I heard about the show? Yes. Hey team, like I literally only just started reading the book, and this has nothing to do with the author, it's just the publishing. I find this font so hard to read. Have a look. Sam? Yeah, it's bread. Hey guys, just a quick reading update. It is like 10:30 p.m. at night and I've just come home from the party, but before the party I binge read 13 Reasons Why. I say that like I've finished. I am 206 pages in. I am loving it so much. I feel like I was immediately sucked in, and it's bringing up a lot of questions and it's getting me like really tossing and turning about whose side I'm kind of on. But also I'm very scared to share my opinion because it could be very political. But I will leave that for the review. Hey guys, so it's actually been a couple of weeks since the One Readathon finished, and I realised that because of my great vlogging skills, I never did a wrap up on what I thought about 13 Reasons Why. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about. First of all, I have to say that, oh my gosh, I whizzed through it. I've got to give it full points for hooking me in and making me really, really engaged. Classic bracelets. I just thought that the narrator came from a really good choice of character. I don't think the other characters would have been able to show Hannah's 13 reasons for committing suicide, let's call it what it is. I don't think they would have been able to show her perspective through an unbiased lens, whereas Clay, who's our actual narrator, is a really good voice to come through, and his perspective on things I think is quite an honest and, I want to say, relatable. Like you could feel like you were on, through his voice, you could figure out through his voice, I felt like I was able to see everybody for who they were, instead of, say, it came from like the teacher's perspective, then everything would have been just through a different lens, and I don't think it would have been as powerful. Now, speaking about power, earlier I said that I was a little bit afraid about sharing my opinion because it could be political. So please take all of this with an understanding that this is my opinion, and I'm coming from a very lucky and privileged position in that I've never had to go through or experience any sort of traumatic event or any sort of mental troubles. I've never suffered from depression. Nobody really close to me has passed away, and in a way that makes me a little bit ignorant. It makes me a little bit disconnected from when we talk about topics around death, and I realise that that's something that I will find hard to relate to, but I think that I can at least sympathise. So, moving into the rest of my review. This is such a messy review, sorry guys. So I said already that engagement, yeah, full points for that. Plot, full points. It had me hooked in. I really enjoyed how we went through each of the different reasons, and how there was kind of like a map that Clay followed along through with, and I felt like I was really right there with him. Characters, I've already said I love Clay's character. I thought the other characters were also really realistic. There weren't many relationships between characters, like connections beyond Hannah's own connection, so I don't feel like I can really comment on that. But characters I thought were realistic, and the interactions between them were also realistic considering the circumstances that they were all brought together. World building, I briefly just talked about the map. So as Clay goes around and is listening to the tapes that Hannah has left, she's also given them all a map, and so Clay goes from point to point, and although, I mean, missed opportunity, there's no map in the book, I could really visualise it quite well. So definitely loved the world building. Plot, engagement, characters, world building. So I've been laying out in the sunshine, and I managed to finish A Darker Shade of Magic. So when I rate books, I thought I just wanted to talk about my system a little bit. When I rate books, I have like 5 things that I give them stars kind of towards. It's just a system that helps me figure out my own thoughts. One of them is the characters. One of them are the relationships, so like the characters themselves, and then the relationships between the characters. One of them is the world building. One of them is the pace. And the last one, world building also counts like times. It's just the setting, pace, and then the last one is just my own engagement. So to get to the actual review side of things, first things first, as I've already kind of briefly mentioned, I was completely suckered in. I read this book cover to cover, so it definitely gets a full star for just my general engagement. Related to that is the pace. I thought it was a great pace, going from one tape to another tape from Clay's perspective. Really made me want to keep reading. World building. So Clay is given a map, and the map kind of is almost like a orienteering kind of deal, where Hannah says this star at B4 is where this happened to me. And so he goes to B4. And although there's no map in the book, kind of a missed opportunity, just saying, it would be cool. I especially felt like I was right with Clay as he was walking along, and I thought it was a clever way to world build as we went along, because the reality of the situation is that the story isn't about the world, it's about Hannah and Clay and the message within the book, which I'll get to later. I suppose. So that's kind of how I write. If I liked a book but I wasn't fully engaged, then I might knock the start off. If I was half engaged, talk about my system a little bit. When I write books, I have like 5 things that I give them stars kind of towards. It's just a system that helps me figure out my own thoughts. One of them is the characters. One of them are the relationships, so like the characters themselves, and then the relationships between the characters. One of them is the world building. One of them is the pace, and the last one, world building also counts like times. It's just the setting, pace, and then the last one is just my own engagement, I suppose. Hey.
You're engaged? I fell through the map. I literally fell through a floor. So
Do you want to be in my video?
No. I'm happy lying here.
So you're in my video.
Huh?
You're in my video.
There's gonna be a blob.
Babe, your butt's in my video.
So?
Yes, you want to be in it?
No. Where do I lie down?
I don't know. There's no space on the floor.
What are you doing?
I've only got like 10 minutes of shit to do. I'm just filling in the blanks of videos.
What?
Gonna keep that in.
Are you?
You want me to call you when I'm done?
I'm just gonna see.
I can see you. We can see your hands. Yeah, that's better. I forgot what I was talking about now.
Porn.
I was talking about world building. I've talked about the pace. Characters. I've talked about relationships. And I've talked about engagement, yeah. So I don't even know if I've said this yet. 5 stars. 5 stars. I can't warrant giving it anything less. And a quick little chat about the messages in the book and why I was kind of so scared about and why I was predicting I was going to be so scared. If you didn't know, this book follows our narrator Clay and his crush committed suicide, and she leaves behind 13 tapes which are her 13 reasons why she committed suicide. So it's a pretty heavy topic, and I have tried to stay away from other people's reviews because I wanted to form my own opinions. And ultimately what I've come to is that this is an amazing book, and I could almost see... Ultimately, this is an amazing book. You have this really powerful message of how even if something seems insignificant to like me, the victim or the person at the receiving end, you don't know what they're currently going through and you don't know what they're working with, and so they will find it, you know, it's like brick on top of brick on top of brick until you're completely crushed underneath all these bricks. And it was just a really good reminder for me, and I can totally see how it'd be a really good reminder and a lesson for younger for younger people. But that being said, it's not just a message for younger people. Everybody needs to hear this. There was a really cool point in the book where our narrator Clay actually starts to get angry, saying this isn't fair, how can she blame us for her own decisions? And one character even says that she's trying to just place blame for wanting to kill herself, and And I think what you have to understand is, as the audience, is that Asher, the author, that's his name, eh? Yeah. Asher, the author, isn't trying to get us to get angry at Hannah. It's to help us put ourselves in the other character's shoes, with the idea being that we can see the whole picture, and that maybe it would have been unrealistic if people involved hadn't gotten angry at her. Here comes the shaking washing machine. What? I don't get you. Yeah. So that's kind of like my really complicated mashed potato of a review. Hopefully that made sense. Thank you guys for making it this far. I hope you've enjoyed my reading vlog. If you have the time and the energy, please consider leaving a cheeky like and a subscribe down below. And may you have all the fun in all the places you'll go on your own reading journeys. Bye. Oh, and whilst we're on the subject about the map thing, no, I do. Never put real people's faces, especially the actors' faces, on book covers, please. Frustrates me.
In my feet were in that last little